At 70, 80, even 85 miles an hour, Texas highways seem endless. You drive past crosses, they blur past your window, barely noticing. Each one a name, a date, a heartbeat that echoes no more. Each marker a fragment of a story left behind where the road remembers. And some stretches are heavy with memory. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crossroads Project, where we explore the powerful stories behind the roadside memorials that you pass every day. These aren't just symbols, they're frozen seconds, split decisions, unseen consequences, silent reminders written in white wood, flowers, and faded ribbon. Today, we visit one stretch of US Highway 59 in Wharton County, Texas, where two families on opposite sides of the road were forever changed. For many, Thanksgiving weekend is a time of reflection and gratitude. Family reunions all across America. In 2020, for the Garcia family, it was exactly that. A warm holiday gathering in San Benito, Texas. Laughter echoed through the house, kids being kids outside in the dirt. Stories from old family barbecues resurfaced. Everyone felt full, loved, whole. Just hours later, on the road back home, that joy was ripped apart. Holidays are amongst the deadliest times to be on the road. Thanksgiving weekend sees a 20% increase in traffic fatalities nationwide. Over 400 people die each Thanksgiving holiday on U.S. roads. In Texas alone, nearly 50 lives are lost during this one weekend every year. Midnight, Sunday, November 29, 2020. The Garcia family is heading home, traveling north on US 59. It's dark and rainy. The roads glisten, slick and treacherous. Visibility is poor. 4 hours into the drive, they're approaching Wharton. At the same time, a 2008 black Cadillac Escalade, driven by 37-year-old Jose Magalon, is traveling southbound, likely fatigued, possibly fighting sleep. His SUV begins to drift after he'd been in the road. The Escalade veers off its lane, enters the grassy median, rolling over on its left side, sliding into oncoming traffic, directly into the path of the Altima. There was no time, no visibility, there is no chance to react. Both Jose Magalon, the sole occupant in his vehicle, and everyone in the Altima, brothers Fernando Garcia, 21, Daniel Garcia, 25, his pregnant fiancée, Dominique Ramirez, 24, and their beloved pet Molly, all lost their lives at the scene that night. A moment of destruction that ripped so many families apart. Yet even amid this tragedy, two young lives held on. Little Isaac Daniel Garcia, just 2.5 years old, and his 15-month-old sister, Isabella. They were miraculously found alive in the wreckage. Though they were strapped in seatbelts, the impact was overwhelming. The crash mimicked a collision of hitting a wall at 140 miles per hour. The force unleashed was over 500,000 pounds, beyond what any seatbelt could save. One Good Samaritan witnessed the crash and immediately jumped into action, calling 911 and providing whatever aid he could until the police, EMS, and volunteer firefighters arrived. His courageous actions remind us of the compassion and kindness that can ignite, even in the darkest times. Isaac, pulled from the wreckage in his car seat, was transported to the nearest hospital. Sadly, the impact proved too much for his fragile body. He died en route. Isabella, still strapped in her rear-facing car seat, was airlifted to a children's hospital in a critical state. She was the sole survivor of that frightful night. It was a heartbreaking miracle, faced with unimaginable loss. Roadside memorials now mark that location, placed by the families. The two memorials tell intertwined stories of love and pain. They remind us that behind every statistic lies a family, a community, friends left to navigate the aftermath of tragedy. The heartbreak that followed was overwhelming. The Garcia, Ramirez, and Magalon families were devastated. They turned to their communities for support, hosting food plate sales, raffles, and GoFundMe pages to help raise money for funerals. It's worth noting that in 2020, the Texas Department of Transportation was in the process of installing a cable barrier median, designed to prevent accidents like this one. Concrete foundations were already in place, waiting for a cable barrier system to be installed. measures that could have changed the outcome that night. Cable barriers have been shown to reduce cross-median crashes by up to 95%. Sadly, this was too late for the families involved, but it serves as a reminder that infrastructure can make a significant difference in safety. The police report confirmed fatigue played a role. Fatigue driving is a silent killer. It doesn't always look like falling asleep. It can be a moment of zoning out, microsleep, misjudging a bend in the road. In 2024, Texas continues to be one of the top states for drowsy driving fatalities. Did you know 1 in 16 drivers have reported falling asleep at the wheel? Driving after 20 hours awake is like driving legally drunk. Most fatigue-related crashes happen between midnight and 6 a.m. And less than 6 hours of sleep triples the risk of falling asleep while driving. Let me ask you this. Have you ever driven with heavy eyelids, constant yawning, missing exits or drifting from your lane? Trouble remembering the last few miles? These are all signs of fatigue driving. If you feel any of these, pull over. Don't push through. It's not worth the risk. Daniel and Dominique were high school sweethearts. They dreamed of a life together with their growing family. Dominique was 3 months pregnant. Isaac was soon to turn 3 years old. Fernando, only 21, lived life with passion. His favorite saying, "You never know which is your last hug, your last day, so do what makes you happy." Molly, their beloved dog, was family too. A guardian in life, remembered in death. Dominique's sister later wrote, "I hope it's true that all dogs go to heaven. Thank you, Molly, for taking care of my sister, for keeping her company. You deserve the world, sweet girl." But today, it's equally important to remember Jose Magalon. His memorial stands just feet from where the crash occurred. A poignant reminder of a life cut short. A father, a friend. His absence echoes through the lives of his loved ones. His family mourns him deeply, facing the loss, grief, and regret that comes with such tragic events. All these families are still grieving, still healing. Call it fate, call it a miracle, destiny, or even luck. Baby Isabella, nicknamed Bella, defied the odds. She survived, a fighter, spared from the fate that claimed her family. She arrived at the hospital in critical condition. Fitted with neck and leg braces, she grew stronger every day, and within months, braces were removed. She was well enough for a surprise visit to the Wharton Police Department, a small gesture of light in an otherwise overwhelming tragedy. In one instant, 5 lives were lost, 1 spared. 2 families joined in grief, forever marked by the same tragedy. The memorials along Highway 59, they aren't just tributes for the lives lost. They're for all of us, to remember, to reflect, to choose differently. Share their story. Let it live beyond the flowers and crosses. Spreading awareness saves lives. Hit like, subscribe, and help us honor their memory. Let their story be the one that wakes you up. The next time you feel drowsy behind the wheel, think of Daniel, Dominique, Fernando, Isaac, Jose, and Molly. Think of Isabella, still here, still fighting. Make the choice not to push through. Pull over. Rest. Make the choice to live. I'm Jorge, and this is the Crossroads Project. Until next time, drive safely and never take that next mile for granted. Remember, driver safety is paramount.